welcome back to another preview on the Football Zone. This week is a midweek preview. We've got a full fixture list of Premier League and Championship action coming up, so let's get straight into it, starting with Crystal Palace v Chelsea. Crystal Palace kind of in no man's land in 14th, and Chelsea still very much in the battle for a Champions League spot, just 2 points above Man United in 5th. So I think it will be an away win here, and I'm going to say 2-0 to Chelsea. At Vicarage Road, Watford hosts Norwich in a crucial game for both sides. This really is Norwich's last chance alone to take them within 4 points of safety, and Watford 1 point clear of the relegation zone, so obviously a huge game for them, and probably one of their only winnable games left. So for that reason I can see Watford picking up a narrow win here in a cagey game. I'm going to say 1-0 Watford. A huge game in the battle for Europe tonight, Arsenal v Leicester. I can see the two teams cancelling each other out here really. Arsenal in 7th on 49 points, Leicester 3 points above Man United on 58 points at the Emirates. I think if it was at Leicester probably would have been favourites, but as it's at the Emirates I think they'll cancel each other out and I think it'll finish 1 apiece. The first game on Wednesday is Man City v Newcastle in the Premier League. I think Man City will be riled up after that embarrassing loss to Southampton during the week, so I can see them picking up a comfortable win. Them and Newcastle's season's really over, but I can see Man City picking up a comfortable 4-0 win. Bramall Lane, it's Sheffield United v Wolves. I'm looking forward to this game, to be honest. Two teams who play great football. Wolves in 6th, 5 points off the Champions League now, and Sheffield United just 1 point off the Europa League positions. I can see the two teams cancelling each other out here. Two great teams who have probably over-delivered this season, but I just don't think there's enough difference between the two teams to find a winner, so I'm going to say 1 apiece. The London Stadium is West Ham v Burnley. I think it's very, very unlikely West Ham go down now, being 4 points above the relegation zone with the quality of some of the teams in the zone at the moment. And Burnley, they're 3 points off Europe, so it's still possible. However, I do think West Ham will end all relegation worries and pick up a narrow win to continue their good run of form. I'm going to say West Ham 2, Burnley 1. At the Amex, it's Brighton v Le Champions, Liverpool. Brighton 15th, nothing really to play for, 9 points above the relegation zone, and obviously Liverpool have nothing to play for except maybe going for records. But Liverpool don't really seem to be on the pace at the moment. If they were, I'd say 3 or 4-0, but I can just see them eking out a narrow 1-0 dub. Bournemouth host Tottenham on Thursday, and to be honest, I can see Tottenham winning easily. Bournemouth conceded 9 goals in their last 2 games. Yeah, just making sure that's right. And Tottenham with a narrow win over Everton, but I can see there being a bit of a drubbing this time. I'm going to say Bournemouth 1, Tottenham 4. Next up, another battle of teams that have nothing to play for, Everton v Southampton, and I think Everton will probably pick up a win here being the home side, and I also think they've got slightly more quality than Southampton. Southampton will be on a high after beating Man City over the weekend, but I don't think it'll quite be enough, and I'm going to say a 2-0 home victory. And the last game of the game week, Villa v Man United. I can see Man United winning this easily. Luke Shaw said the other day that he's never seen such a confident Man United side at his time at the club, and Villa must be on a low at the moment. So I'm going to say a comfortable 4-1 for Man United. And if all of my predictions are correct, this is how the table would look. Chelsea overtaking Leicester, and Leicester just being 1 point clear of the Champions League places. Tottenham going above Arsenal into the Europa League places, and then if we look down at the relegation zone, Watford now with a 4 point advantage, so it looked very bleak for Villa, Bournemouth and especially Norwich. Moving into the Championship, probably the highlight of the game week kicks us off, Nottingham Forest v Fulham, two teams comfortable in the playoffs, and this should be a great game between two great sides who don't really have much to play for the next 5 games. I think Fulham will actually pick up a narrow win. They've won 2 on the bounce now, and to be honest, I can see them continuing it, so I'm going to say 2-1 to Fulham. Griffin Park, Brentford host Charlton. Brentford's on a great run here, winning 3-0 in 2 consecutive games, And to be honest, Charlton 19th, 2 points above the relegation zone, but with a lot of teams in between them. Not done yet, but I think they should be safe. And to be honest, I can see Brentford winning comfortably and picking up their third 3-0 victory in a row. Next up, a crucial game at the bottom of the table. Luton v Barnsley, bottom v second bottom. Luton will be desperate to recover from that, quite frankly, embarrassing 5-0 home defeat to Reading, and Barnsley off a 4-0 loss to Stoke. They're both... Barnsley are 4 points adrift, Luton are 5 points adrift. And to be honest, I can't see any of them surviving. But I can see Luton, the home side, getting a narrow 2-1 victory to give them a glimmer of hope. Madejski, it's Reading v Huddersfield, a repeat of the 2017 playoff final. Reading, no man's land in mid-table, 14th. Huddersfield, 2 points above the relegation zone, so they're still involved. But to be honest, I can see Reading picking up a victory, being on a high from that incredible 5-0 win at Luton. So I'm going to say Reading 3, Huddersfield 1. Next up at Cardiff City Stadium, Cardiff v Blackburn. Cardiff on a great run, which has seen them get into the playoffs. 3 points clear of Derby. Blackburn 8 points adrift, so their season's pretty much over now. And I can see Cardiff picking up a victory, which would see them move further ahead of Derby in the rest of the playoffs. I'm going to say a comfortable 2-0 home victory. At the Den, Millwall host Middlesbrough on a 3 o'clock kickoff. Very strange. On Wednesday. I can see this being quite a narrow game between two sides who love to get the ball up the field quickly. I'm going to say Millwall will just have slightly more quality and will nick it 1-0, which just puts Middlesbrough in even more bother, and Millwall keeping up their slim hopes of the playoffs. At the Hawthorns, West Brom host Derby. Derby on a great run since Wayne Rooney came in, really, and West Brom still 5 points clear of Brentford. West Brom, the home side, I can see just picking up a narrow victory, but it won't be by any means easy, because Derby have morphed into a really good side. So I'm going to say a 2-1 home victory. Next up, Birmingham hosts Swansea. I can see this being a bit of a drab game, to be honest. Swansea in 8th, 4 points off the playoffs, but they don't really seem to have what it takes. Birmingham comfortably mid-table, 5 points above the relegation zone. I can see this just fizzling out into a boring 1-1 game. Next up, Bristol City v Hull. Lee Johnson was sacked after their defeat at home to Cardiff, in which was a very harsh move, but now they don't really have any chance of the playoffs. 9 points adrift with 5 games to go. Hull still only 1 point above the relegation zone. I think Bristol City will get a win here. They'll probably get a bounce, so I'm going to say a comfortable Bristol City win, actually. Bristol City 3, Hull 0. On Wednesday, it's Wigan v QPR. I can see this being a narrow game, really. Two teams who thought their season had finished before Wigan got hit with this terrible story about the administration and the bet and all of that sort of stuff. But Wigan, I think, will need this victory more, which is why I can see them playing out a narrow 1-0 victory to see them boost survival chances. The final game on Wednesday, Sheffield Wednesday v Preston. Two teams have had a pretty shocking start, actually. Preston's season over now, 6 points off the playoffs, and Sheffield Wednesday right in the middle of the table. So I can see them playing out a 0-0 draw. There's just not a lot of quality in the two sides now, and their seasoning is just fizzling away. And the final game of the game week, Leeds v Stoke at Ellen Road on Thursday. I can see Leeds picking up the victory here. Stoke got a crucial win over Barnsley, which means they're 2 points clear of the relegation zone. I think they'll be okay. Leeds, top of the league by 1 point, 6 points clear of Brentford. I can see picking up a big victory here. I'm going to say Leeds 3, Stoke 0. And if all my predictions are correct, here's how the championship table would look. Brentford still being 5 points behind West Brom, who are still 1 point behind Leeds. Cardiff now holding a 5-point gap in the race for the playoffs. And Middlesbrough still in the relegation zone along with Luton and Barnsley, although Luton closed the gap. But anyway, guys, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. Follow me on Twitter for daily football news. And subscribe to my other channels on screen right now. That'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.